Hello everyone, and welcome back for another RGB RPG's DM prep guide. Today we're going to be looking at our session 2 of Candlekeep Mysteries, and as always for these prep videos, there will be spoilers ahead, so if you plan on being a player for Candlekeep Mysteries, please go ahead and click away. But if you are a DM looking for a little bit of insight into another DM's process, stick around and check this out. So, Candlekeep Mysteries Session 2, we are still on Mazfrost's Mighty Digressions. Last session, we did get a chance to go over everyone's characters and introduce everybody, get a little bit of who you are, why are you here. Go ahead and check that video out. It's on the YouTube, and there will be links to it in the Patreon as well. I do apologize for the audio quality on my end on that side. A bit of a oversight that I did not catch in time to fix for that, but future videos will be fixed, but I appreciate you bearing with if you do check that video out. But yeah, they got a chance to introduce themselves and go over who they are, why they were in Candlekeep, and all of that good stuff. And the session went pretty much as we planned. They did, of course, discover the gang wants it, and were able to defeat it. They got to meet a new NPC, their first NPC, right here, Miss Spriggs Summerfoot. I ended up having really leaning into her like of cookies and everything like that, but and how she was always carrying around a little bag of them, handing them out to people that are at the party's all suspicious of her cookies now, thinking that she's trying to mind control them, but the kind of tracking you can expect from a party like this. But anyways, so they met her and were able to question a few people around Candlekeep as to how the gang wants it got into possession of the library. Two of the people that had brought the books in were still in the castle, were still in Candlekeep, so they were able to question them, and all of their questioning pointed them towards the Wide and Baldur's Gate. The Wide and Baldur's Gate is a big open-air market. So they got all the clues that they needed, and they're on their way there. They had the nice little were-rat encounter at the end of their journey before they got to Candlekeep, before they got to Baldur's Gate. So yeah, the session went pretty much as we planned last time. You can always check out the previous prep videos to kind of compare what happened, what I was expecting to happen to what happened. But yeah, it was pretty much as expected for the first session. But yeah, into the second session, we do expect them to get into Baldur's Gate and really look around the city and find the Wide. We know that they're going to be looking for the Wide, so they may just make a beeline there, but we do have some preparations in case they do want to explore the city a little bit more. I've run Descent into Avernus a few times now, so very familiar with Baldur's Gate. But yeah, so one of the cool things about Baldur's Gate is that there's this bridge that you've got to cross to get into the city proper. It's called the Worm's Crossing. And there's a toll you have to play on it. The bridge itself is kind of a slum, kind of like almost a commune. The people there really look out for each other, but they don't care at all about people that are just crossing or on the outside. So pickpockets, bandits, things like that. And there's a toll that you have to pay as you cross the bridge to the Flaming Fist, the mercenary company in charge of major security in Baldur's Gate, kind of like their standing army. So depending on how they interact with the people at the toll, it could be fun. It could be a nice little role-play encounter. They might get themselves into trouble. Who knows? But I do definitely have a pickpocket planned for one of them at random. There's going to be somebody that's going to come and try to pickpocket them. It's a little halfling man who is posing as a child. I got that idea from one of the Drizzt books. I forget exactly which one, but there's a little halfling man who poses as a child to try and get away with more things. So that's Willman right here. You can see him and the minor NPCs. Trying to be a child if he's caught. And so yeah, that's the Worm's Crossing. We do have a few contingencies in place if they want to go shopping in Baldur's Gate. They don't have a lot of money yet, but if they want to pick up some things, I have a few random shop generators to throw for them. And I do, of course, have the map of Baldur's Gate to point to specific locations in the city for shops. But yeah, once they do eventually get to the Wide, this is where the real meat of this session starts. Once they get to the Wide and they begin questioning these booksellers, the Amberdune pack, who's been selling these fake books to people, Gingwatseems disguised as books, and then selling them to people, and some of them made their way to Candlekeep. So that's how the players end up here in the Wide, questioning these people. Really interesting role-play encounter for them. The Amberdune Jackalwares, they are of course Jackalwares, the Amberdune Jackalwares have a hard time telling the truth, and it causes them just a little bit of physical pain. So they will try to lie whenever they can, and if they do have to tell the truth, there might be a little bit of a twinge of pain in their eyes as they do. They're amiable, you know. Most of the books that they sell there are legit, and they're selling them for 25 gold a piece. The Amber Dune guys will be very jovial, very happy to meet the party as they first show up, unless the questioning starts to turn to a more suspicious line. If they start to be accusatory or anything like that, then they might get a little nervous. And at some point during this interaction, I'm going to have Corvallis show up. The group knows that this woman is the leader of this group, and they do know to look for her. She's not going to be when they first arrive, but as the group starts to press on the Amber Dunes, then Corvallis will show up. Corvallis is an interesting character. She is calm and collected unless she gets riled up about the things that her pack has been through. She's aggressively protective of her pack. She is the new de facto leader after their Lamia patron had been killed by a group of adventurers, so she will threaten to call the guards if the group gets aggressive, but that is a bluff. And she will, if it does get to that point, she'll try to calm the party down and get them to go back with her. If the party straight up attacks her in the middle of the wide, the guards are likely to side with the Amber Dunes unless the group can provide concrete proof of what's going on. The guards have been paid off by the Amber Dunes. It's part of why the Amber Dunes are having such a hard time making up the money that they need, is because they've been paying these bribes to the guards. So the guards are likely to side with the Amber Dunes if the party does devolve into a full-blown fight in the middle of the wide. I don't expect that to happen, but if it does, I am prepared for it. So, yeah, the more likely situation is one of two things. Either the party will question and then back off and then follow them to wherever their hideout is, or Corvallis will try to calm them down, try to explain that they're doing what they had to do, and she'd be more than happy to talk about it back at their hideout. So yeah, on the way through, if we feel like we want a little bit of a combat encounter or anything like that, the party may get separated from the Amber Dunes at some point. And at this point, the Were-Rat from last session, his brother may have heard about what the party did and everything like that. Maybe there was some witnesses the party didn't notice to the encounter on the road. Maybe one of the rats was hiding and then ran off to tell the brother. Whatever it may be, I do have a combat encounter planned if we do want one. If it does seem like that's what's best for the situation. And that'll be the Were-Rat's brother, and a few thugs and a few more rats show up while they're traveling through the slums of Blackgate towards the Amber Dune hideout. So, we have a map for that, actually, right here. So this is just a little section of a slum map that I just threw together. This, as well as any other maps that you see me reference on this, will be available in the Patreon. But yeah, just a little quick map for them. You can see on the GM layer, I've got them hiding in the shadows over here as the party makes their way through. So yeah, once the players do get to the Amber Dune hideout, this is a very dangerous fight. You have to play it very carefully, because if the players just go in a swinging and start a fight, full-blown fight, it is likely they will lose. The Amber Dunes have resistances. There's a lot of them. They have allies aside from just the Jackal Wares. So diplomacy would definitely be better, but it is possible that it devolves into a full-blown fight. And if the Jackal Wares do win, they will knock the party out. And essentially, these Jackal Wares aren't evil. They do not want any more trouble. They will knock the party out, restrain them, and be like, "Hey, leave us the hell alone. We'll give you the books. Just go away. Don't come back." That kind of thing. So there is a contingency in case the party does get a little too aggressive and loses that fight. If they do get aggressive and win that fight, then really it just comes down to them having to search the place and discover the store of books. There's clues everywhere that'll point to what may have happened. So lots of different things for them to learn what they need to learn if they do end up killing the pack. The preferred outcome would be they talk it out, and then maybe they come to an agreement with the Jackal Wares. So yeah, that's really it. We don't really expect to go much farther than that. I'll be surprised if they get through the entirety of the Jackal Ware encounter today, but if they do, then maybe on their way out they get attacked by the Were-Rat. That might actually be a better way to go about it. Once they conclude their business with the Amber Dunes, the Were-Rat attacks. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing instead. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll be doing one of these before every Candlekeep game, and any new games as they start will also get one of these prep breakdown videos. You can kind of see the process, take a look at the document and how I use it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.